This is the middle of the episode, so oh my god, is this recording? Oh my god, are you serious? Are you dead ass right now? Be like, oh no, is this recording? Oh my god, are you dead ass? Welcome to 20 Somethings Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Desiree, and sadly, Tania's not joining us again, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into the podcast. So, do you know what year the first lighthouse was built? Boston Lighthouse was built on Little Brewster Island in the United States in 1716. The lighthouse was destroyed during the Revolutionary War, but it was rebuilt in 1783, which still stands today. So now that we got the fact out of the way, which I hope you enjoyed, I'm going to be talking about unlearning behaviors. So, knowing you need to grow, that's where you start really with the learning behaviors. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I just talked for about 30, not even 30. I talked for almost an hour and I have to re record this. And I'm low key really upset. Wow. I'm going to continue though. We got it. Started knowing that I need to grow when I became uncomfortable being in the same spaces I was with people or the things that I was doing. So, like, smoking or just smoking my life away, really, or just being in the same energy as them, it felt draining. And that's when I knew I needed to grow because I was constantly uncomfortable, and the comfortability of just staying there was becoming so uncomfortable that I literally had to leave. It felt like I was sitting in a hot seat, like my seat was on fire and it was telling me to go, 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 like to jump to the other side and take that leap, which I did. Taking on people's energy, like unlearning that, is huge. Some people are real life vampires. They are energy vampires. They will suck up what you have to offer and leave you depleted, drained. You're gone. You're dead. You're on the floor. You need CPR. A lot of them are moody, negative. They try to make you upset. They try to get a lot of negative reactions from you. And they affect the way you feel. They affect the way you react. And you shouldn't let anyone dictate how you react to things. And so sometimes when a person's really mad and upset and mad at the world and they're just like, oh, no one cares about me, I'm not shit, and da 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 da, they take it out on you. So I created a boundary within my mind. Like, I'm not going to take on this person's emotions because this is not how I feel. I feel happy. Oh, I'm upset. I'm sad that you feel upset or anything, but like, I shouldn't feel upset just because you feel upset. Taking on another person's emotions is incredibly draining, incredibly exhausting, and you don't want to feel those emotions all the time. If I'm happy, I'm gonna stay happy. If I'm smiley, I'm gonna stay smiley. I think a lot about these past 2 years. I make significant growth in probably in the last 2 years. I don't even recognize myself anymore. Now that I'm able to express myself the way I am, I'm able to recognize that people are not going to know how to express themselves when they haven't learned. And so it's not an attack on you, it's really a reflection of them. So if they don't want to take the time to grow and expand and gain emotional intelligence or learn the behaviors or gain self-awareness, that is on them, not you. What is on you is if you continue to surround yourself with those people. And sometimes, of course, you can't avoid it, like the workplace or a home, but you don't have to react or step to their level. It's relieved like a lot of stress that I didn't even know was in me, and I didn't know I was carrying. I saw a YouTube video and they talked about like if you have motivation, it can't be your only thing that's driving you. Like discipline is really the base of what will keep you going. You're riding the high, but then sometimes you come crashing down. That motivation just goes instantly, and then you're not doing the things you used to do because you're relying on motivation instead of discipline. And relying on discipline will make the hard days so much easier. The days that you don't want to go up and show up for yourself, and when you do, it will make you 10 times more confident. Like, I showed up for myself today. Like, I really didn't want to go, but I did it. I lost so much weight, guys. Like, I've been out the gym for a month and a half, but I was having some health issues. I lost about 10 pounds. I weigh 98 pounds currently. A lot of it, I'm pretty sure, has to do with my medication. I'm taking ADHD medication, and that's probably being a it's probably a side effect. So I've been going to the doctors, doing those things, but since I've been out of the gym, it's been taking a toll on me. Not really my confidence, because I'm confident in how I appear and how I look, but I'm not confident in how I feel, because I know I've been to the gym where I'll get energized after the gym. I feel strong. Like, feeling strong feels so good, guys. So it is hard. Like, I'm not just speaking out my ass saying, yeah, go do what you need to do. Nah, bro, it's hard. Like, we out here doing this together, okay? We're doing this together. Um, if you're watching this right now and you're at this timestamp, please DM me on Instagram at Oitsdes and find out if I went to the gym on Monday. I'm supposed to go to the gym Sunday, Monday, and Tuesdays. Um, so please hold me accountable. I stopped smoking because it started messing with my eating habits. When I needed to eat, I had to smoke first because my stomach would hurt if I didn't get up and smoke right away. Bro, I was addicted. I don't know who tell y'all can't get addicted to weed, but you are addicted to weed, especially if you're putting guava in your spliffs or smoking backwoods and shit. You're addicted, not just weed, but you're addicted to tobacco, y'all. It's really the tobacco that's getting y'all. Another part of it is my brain function. I felt so stupid. I felt like I was losing brain cells. Felt like SpongeBob, that one episode where it was just like them running around in his brain. That's how I felt. And I started being aware of like how it was affecting me. I was like, bro, this shit not it. Like, I'd rather be sober right now. And that's how I knew I needed to quit. It made me anxious. It made me like fearful of the things that I could be doing and how I was stunting myself from indulging in things like that. Honestly, I don't think I would be here if I don't think I would be here where I am if I didn't stop smoking. I'm gonna be completely honest. It would invoke anxiety and guilt because I realized that guilt was coming from a place of shame. Like, I was shameful of where I was in life and why I was put in that situation, why I put myself in that situation. So it just brought up a lot of negative emotions, and it made me feel like I was going backwards in life instead of forward. And so I just decided to leave smoking weed with what I left. Like, I was like, okay, that has to stay in the past. That can't come with me of where I'm going on this journey. So I also thought like where I was going was gonna be worse than the place I was in before. And I think that just comes a lot with not knowing. The not knowing is really scary sometimes, but when you don't, you're not always gonna know something until you do it. And so I always tell myself that, like, just try things out. Make new experiences for yourself, guys. I'm really curious about what y'all want to do with this year. This year for me has been really creative. I've delved into poetry, delved into writing a book, reading more, podcasting, but learning about more equipment, learning about more technical things, and I'm loving it. Like, I'm learning so much, and it's only January. I would love to look back on my life and be like, I did this. And I know I'll be proud of myself for making this podcast with Tania and giving us a platform to share our thoughts. If I'm helping someone by just speaking and talking, I feel like I've done my part in the world. I had to learn how to be emotionally intelligent. My brothers and I discussed this, but like in our household, we didn't have an idea of what emotional maturity was, and we had to learn that on our own through our own life experiences and with talking to each other. And so, I don't know if you guys know this, but my background is Caribbean, so my family's Caribbean, and you guys can put your own, stereotypical views on Caribbean, like close-minded, things like that. I really had to work on that because I took projecting my own emotions onto other people, and that is not a right thing to do. When you put knowledge and perspective together, it it's like a whole new world. From doing those things, I was able to look at different perspectives and understand that I played a role in things. But moving forward, I don't have to do that anymore. Discipline, emotional intellect, and also like discernment. I always talk about discernment, but discernment, those three things I'm talking about, it helps you navigate and feed out the bullshit that will come hit you up, because the universe will come down, plop something down like Monopoly and be like, you learned this yet? And if you over here like, is it safe? Or are you testing me? And you gotta be the one to be like, nah, you testing me, I learned it. And then if you don't, you're repeating that lesson, and you're gonna repeat that lesson till you learn. Just be handing me out the same shit. I'm tired of it, Grandpa. It's also important for me, since I just, talked about how like I was emotionally stunted growing up and stuff like that. It was important for me to make sure I was emotionally mature for my daughter, because she needs a role model, and she needs a safe person who can understand emotions and understand feelings, and have the capacity to navigate them. When she's older, she may develop depression. Like right now, I deal with minimal depression. Still don't know what causes that hoe. I'm trying to break a cycle right now, and within my family. And damn, I just realized that shit. I have to learn these things so my daughter can have the tools she needs when growing up, and so she's not in a situation where she's second guessing her self-worth, because she will always matter. She will always matter to me and her dad. She'll always matter to the family. But even though that you're aware of like you matter to someone, sometimes you don't feel like you matter to yourself. And that's the biggest thing that I want her to understand. She needs to matter to herself. And again, I learned a lot of this through therapy, but therapy isn't always for you. It's not always for people, or maybe y'all don't have access to therapy. I recommend some books. The 4 Agreements and the 5th Agreement made me view life a little different. I still go back. I don't want to spoil anything, but if y'all decide to listen to it, I'll listen to it on Audible. If y'all decide to listen to it or read it, please give me some feedback on things what you learned. I also recommend this romance story. It's called A Touch of Darkness. It is a series. That's just the first book. It follows the story of Hades and Persephone if you're into Greek mythology. I really love the book series. It's also made me view death so differently. Like, whoa, y'all would just have to read it to find out. But it did make. For Ask Our Opinion, we do have it linked in our bio, and it is in our link tree. And it'll take you directly to the Google Doc. Sorry, not the Google Doc. The Google form where you can fill out and you can send in your situations you would like another perspective on. And if Tania's back, then of course we'll both give our input, but for now it's just me giving my input. This person says, hey, I love this podcast and you've helped me so much. I'm glad I've helped you. I'm glad we helped you actually, because Tania too. Here's the dilemma. I'm 17 female and my boyfriend is 18 male. We're having disagreements in our friend group. The problem is, before my boyfriend and I got together, I was the one who asked him out. He said yes, and we went out to eat and I paid for his meal. Our friend group didn't know he was the one that paid until it was brought up by my boyfriend, because he said it was different from what he's experienced before. Our friends are split. Some of them are saying he's an asshole for letting me pay. Others think it's sweet and it's 2024, so 50-50. And some of my girlfriends think I shouldn't have paid at all because I'm the girl. What are your thoughts on this? She would feel some type of way? Extra info. He never let me pay for another day afterwards. Girl, what? It's your relationship. Do what y'all want. The whole 50-50 shit is bullshit anyway. I went to go see Michelle Obama with my mom and cousin. Tyler Perry was hosting her. So she was talking at the Fox Theater. I went and heard her, and what really stuck with me was the fact that she said that she supported Barack throughout the main part of their relationship, like in the beginning, before he became president and everything. And she was holding it down. There's times where she was really frustrated with him, but now she's reaping the benefits of doing that. Like, she said over the course of time, it was 50-50. It's not 50-50 split down the middle all the time. Sometimes you're going to be given more, the other person's going to be given less. Also, my another take on this, girl, you got balls, period. Because I have the same mentality. Like, yeah, if I ask you out, I'm going to pay. I do think it's a green flag if men or like the person I'm going on a date with be like, oh, no, don't pay for that. Like, I got you and da-da-da. Like, I take that as a green flag. It's just like, oh, that's cute. I like that. And like, I accept it because, if someone's offering, sure. But again, at the same time, I don't mind paying because I'm the one that asked you out. I think, in my opinion, it makes more sense. If someone asks you out on the date, they should pay for it. You got balls, girl. I think that's so cool. Your girlfriends with the whole I'm the girl thing. Yeah, you're the girl, but like, sometimes men want to be pampered too. Like, my parents are married, and my mom just told me, like, yeah, I'm gonna go take dad on the date, like, the other day. And I think that shit is cute. Like, bro, do y'all even like y'all partners? If they keep giving you trouble, just nip it in the bud. Be like, hey, this is my relationship. Chill out. I'm cool with it. It's not something to argue about. Make that boundary, because it's your relationship. And I hope this helped. I hope that was some insight. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? This poem is called Leap. My heart aches for the body I can't replace. So soft, so sweet, so delicate in the sheets. Whispering affirmations in my head, holding my hand truly leads. Symphonies congratulating. Birds tweeting, me, me, me. I feel fortunate being chosen. Ready for that leap. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of 20-somethings.
People who say that this isn't any business of the President of the United States. And